Alright, welcome back everybody to episode 6.
Don't worry. I would have probably done the same thing.
So I met up with Henry and Sam in the last episode, and in this episode we're going to be trying to get out of the city.
Yeah, the military abandoned the zone. That's why we left.
So just a quick look around for some supplies before we head out.
We gotta be careful. We're right next to one of their lookout areas. This is just you and your daughter.
We're not related. We're more like,
I promised someone I'd look after her.
Yeah.
I do have to say I like the that they added Henry and Sam for this second part of Pittsburgh. It makes it, you know, the dynamic a little bit more so. Plus they kind of play off Joel and Ellie.
Right.
sweet.
So this room kind of goes to show why it's a good idea to have a shiv with you, so you can open up these doors. It's something I wish that they'd kind of brought back in the sequel. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that they didn't.
Like this.
I don't know. Something else. So this is something that I don't know if other people have realized. But so I'm currently on my second playthrough of the second game. And it's a new game plus playthrough. And right now I'm on Seattle day 2. And the first time you do Seattle day 2. And I wanted to try some of the combat encounters separately, because one of the cool things that The Last of Us 2 lets you do is you can play specific chapters, but you can also select specific enemy encounters from those days.
Wait. Everyone be quiet. Get away from the windows. They're gone. Man, that fucking truck. It's been hounding us ever since we got in this damn... Sam, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Get rid of it.
My backpack is practically empty.
What's the rule about taking stuff?
It weighs like
The
nothing.
rule. What is it?
We only take what we have to.
That's right. Now come on.
Sorry, I totally forgot that that cutscene was gonna play out.
We're close.
But something that I know, so like I was saying, the allows you to do specific encounters. And I've beaten the game once already, so it allows you to play through any of the enemy encounters that you have. And one of the things that I noticed is that now, since I'm on my second playthrough, I went to go see if I could play some of the encounters, even just like to look through them. And it's cut away all of the chapters that I can play. It literally is just at Seattle day 2 the first time. Which kind of bothers me, because like,
You watch her back.
what if you wanted to
Stay with her.
play a specific boss battle again?
Once over. Make sure we didn't miss anything.
All right. Keep an eye out over there. I'll check this area.
Also, this is me trying to be fancy with my combat. Does not work out.
Coward fuck.
See, I'll have you in the first half, but then I immediately mess this up and start missing every single shot. I went from like a full clip of ammo to
We
like
did it.
3 bullets.
Not bad, old timer.
Oy. Sometimes it's a little embarrassing watching you play through part of a game again.
Come on. Up on this truck.
Lucky ass headshot there. Really should not have landed, but oh well. Yeah, so this is probably, again, this is one of my favorite parts of this
Being so close to them.
this game is this whole second part of
Where'd you
Pittsburgh.
get that?
I killed one of them. He won't miss it now. Everybody through.
Another Firefly pendant there if you are looking for them. This is not a completionist playthrough, by the way.
Me?
I will not be getting every single Firefly planet. I think I have 2 so far, and there's like a ton of them.
14, huh? I'm close. All right.
I am.
Here we are.
The AI in this game, it's so good.
Welcome to my office.
How long have you guys been holed up in here?
A few days. We found a bit of food, though. Here.
Blueberries. Found a whole stash of them. You want some?
No.
Hey man, relax. We're safe.
So why haven't you left?
Been waiting for the right opportunity.
Man?
Here. Check this out. Look at these sons of bitches. Every day they congregate down there, guarding that damn bridge. Come nighttime, it's down to a skeleton crew. After sunset, that's our window. Most of them gone, sneak right past them.
That could work.
Oh, it'll work. It'll definitely work. Wow.
All right, ready?
Ow!
A blueberry hurt you?
It's been a while since that boy even cracked a smile. She doesn't seem bothered by all this.
So where were you heading?
Heard the Fireflies are based out west somewhere. We're gonna join up with them. Something funny?
Oh, it just seems like there's a lot of people putting their stock on the Fireflies these days.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason for that.
So you don't know where they are, and you're just gonna drag him across the country to find them?
I tell you what, how about I worry about my brother, you worry about your girl.
Easy. We're looking for the Fireflies, too.
This is us. There's an abandoned military radio station just outside the city. Any survivors from our group, they're supposed to meet us there tomorrow. You and your girl, you want to join us. It goes down tonight.
I guess we best rest up then.
He says it's time to go.
No, we're gonna be moving fast, okay? So no matter what, you stick to me like glue.
Like glue.
Like glue.
Got it.
Good, good. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all stay close, okay?
Alright, so now we're going to be making our big escape.
That's comforting.
This whole sequence,
Relax, old man.
I think, is really, really cool. They did this. There's a specific part of it that I'm gonna, when we get to it, I'm gonna talk about it.
This way.
But there's like 2 main big things that are kind of interesting about this that I found out watching a video about the development of this game. I don't know if it was the Grounded video series that they did for this, or it's like a 50-minute long documentary about the making of this game, how they wanted it to be as like grounded in reality as possible. obviously they take some liberties for the story, but
Quietly. Hey, I'll follow your lead.
All right. Hey, how you doing?
also I go down this way because I think that there's something that way. I don't know. I don't know where my brain goes sometimes, but I think there's a different game where you can go down a side hallway, or I'm thinking of something in real
Think
life.
they're still in the city?
Yeah, they're still around.
The irony of that.
Okay, everyone move up.
Yeah, so one of the things about this whole sequence is you don't have to worry about being super stealthy at this part. Because pretty much no matter what you do, you're either always going to be spotted, there's always enemies that like come in, and then there's always going to be the armored truck that shows up. So no matter what happens, these things are kind of sequenced. So you can be super stealthy through this, and it really won't matter as to what happens. But this is one thing that I do recommend, is try and get as close as you can to this searchlight, so that way you can do what I'm about to do here, which is use a Molotov here and just alley-oop it right into that.
Find something to hide behind.
Now, spoiler alert, I die very quickly. So there you go. I thought actually it took me a little bit longer than that, but no, it is right there. That's where I die. Spoiler alert, I die a lot in this this episode. I probably had half of my overall deaths in just this making this one episode.
How's it looking up?
It's kind of embarrassing sometimes. I mean, I could always edit it and make it look like I never ever died or anything, but you know, what would be the fun in that? Yeah, so same idea. I'm gonna try and
There's a guy on that light up there. I see.
get as close as I can here, so I can throw this in. I don't go as close. That does kind of bite me in the ass here, because I do end up see, what I like to do is throw the Molotov so that way it hits both of the guys up there. I only hit one of them. I have to say, they've really made the combat in this game is just so brutal. And again, the infamous shotgun. I really do. I don't know. I don't dislike it, but I do feel like, you know, in the top 5 worst video game shotguns, this is one of them.
All right.
It just does not feel powerful enough, you know? Even close range. Top 5 best video game shotguns, though. One from The Last of Us 2.
Ready?
Fucking amazing. But yeah, so no matter what, even if you're completely stealth through that section, that armored truck is gonna appear. And I totally forgot that this dude pops up here.
Got him.
All right, check it out.
We're good. Sam, let's go.
All right, kid, come on. There you go. Come on. Shit. Hurry, hurry.
I'm sorry. We're leaving.
What? What's this bullshit?
Hey, now!
What the fuck, Henry? We stick together.
We gotta commend Ellie for being willing to throw ourselves into back down, you know, from safety back down.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, do we get out of here?
I don't even know what that. Just throw the bottle. By the way, smoke bombs are amazing for. I started to really enjoy using the smoke bombs in this part. I didn't even know that dude was there. Didn't even realize there were 4 enemies in here.
Let go! Get off me!
For some reason I tried to throw another smoke bomb.
Thanks for saving my butt back there.
Alright, let's get underneath it.
So the other thing that's really cool about this whole sequence is this armored car. So how it's shooting kind of around them and you're like, how did they not get hit? That's actually something that Naughty Dog kind of wanted to do, is as long as you're running in this path, you won't get hit at all by any of the bullets.
How many bullets do you have left?
They're gonna kill us!
What other choice do we have?
We jump!
No, it's too high and you can't swim. I'll boost you up, you run past them.
You'll keep me afloat!
Ellie!
No time to argue!
Ellie! Damn it! Ah! I heard you.
Henry! He's awake!
Hey, you. We're alive. Okay.
See? What'd I tell you, huh? He's good. Everything's fine. You know, Sam's the one who spotted you. You guys are taking quite a bit of water.
What's wrong?
Henry!
Get back, son!
Hey! He's pissed, but he's not gonna do anything.
You sure about that?
Stop!
Joel?
He left us to die out there.
No, you had a good chance of making it, and you did. But coming back for you meant putting him at risk. Stay back. If it was the other way around, would you have come back for us? I saved you.
You saved me too. We would have drowned.
It's fine, I'm okay. You know, for what it's worth, I'm really glad we spotted you. Now, that radio tower, it's on the other side of this cliff. Okay? Place is gonna be full of supplies. You're gonna be really happy you didn't kill me.
Hey, we're
So
gonna
yeah,
search this area.
Henry ended up
Come
saving
over.
us.
That was intense.
But as I was saying, as long as you run that straight path, you won't get hit by any of the bullets. And that was kind of how they were able to, since in this game there's no regenerating health. They didn't want you
Maybe we
to
can find something in that boat over there.
have to deal with if you got grazed by a bullet or something during a cutscene, have to worry about healing afterwards, especially if you have like no health, or if you go into a cutscene with no health. They didn't want you to have to worry about that, so that's how they kind of worked around it, was by just making it, as long as you run in the direction that we want you to go, you won't get hit at all, which I think is pretty cool.
What?
Ellie, found another one of them comics you've been.
Well, it's a little bit.
So this next area is probably one of my favorite areas. I've always liked, and they do this a little bit more in the sequel, but I always like it when they show you like another person's story during all of this, outside of just, the people who you're playing as. Kind of builds up the, builds the world up a little bit. I really like it.
We found something.
Let's go see what it is.
But if you've played this game before, you know what this area is. If you haven't, one, welcome. Hope you're enjoying it so far.
Hey, I bet this goes all the way through.
But two, this is one of my favorite areas of the game.
Give me a hand with this. All right, come on, kids, go. All right, you go in. Okay. Hey, flashlight's out. Sam, stay close. Someone's finally learning.
Yeah, this whole sewer section is very, very good. Very well done.
Joel, we should see what's over here.
All right, we'll check this side out.
Really, this whole area is very well done. Like I said, this is where the game really started to pick up a lot for me, like I mentioned in the last episode. I don't necessarily know exactly what it was, but I think it was that first cutscene when you pull into Pittsburgh, and they
If you can get it open, I can
try
walk
to
through that door.
they ambush you and everything, because I was like, oh shit. But then this whole area happened, and this is kind of where like I really started to enjoy the game. So, I'm actually done playing this for the Let's Play. I've finished recording all the gameplay, so now I'm just doing commentary and everything. And the one thing I've definitely noticed
You think they'll join us?
since
All the way to Tommy's?
finishing
Just gonna have to see
this
how
game
it
and
pans out.
playing the previous game and just playing them so close we got together, and is one, how big improvements they're making, but two, like, I am just this world is depressing. This whole like game series is just depression, the video game. It's very, very like tiring and very just long and drawn out. And I also played this like, oh excuse me, I played this couple of weeks back before I started playing this for the Let's Play, and I can say that that was like very that was already having, that was a nice return to the
This way.
to the game. But then
Nah, there's no way.
coming back and doing it again so soon after was very
That makes two of us.
jammed.
very,
All right, Joel. How do we get across?
I don't know, just like tiring, which is surprising because normally, like, I'm very much one of those people. I can't play a game very soon after playing it before. Like, usually I have to take a little bit of a break before I decide to play it a second time. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. But I didn't have it with this, and I didn't have it with this, the second one, because I'm on my second playthrough right now, so they must be doing something right if it... But it's just... They're very, very depressing. They're very... You know, the world's very, depressing. You know, I couldn't imagine being alive with something like this going on. Oh, wait. No, what's going on right now does not compare. Could you imagine if it had been a zombie apocalypse that we had gotten? Dude, that would have been crazy.
Oh, shit.
How is it that the clicker doesn't hear that other clicker, like, screaming when it gets killed, you know? I don't know. It always, like, blew my mind that, like, they don't hear that when they're, like, less than a few feet away. Now, there's also something else that I want to talk about with this. It involves the cordyceps infection in this game, which the biggest issue that I found with it is they don't talk about it too much.
Yeah.
They don't have any, like, set in stone things as to how it all works. You know, there's stuff they can go into in the second game that I was thinking about, but I just want to kind of keep it to the first game, so I don't want to discuss that stuff until more people have the chance to play the first game, or the second game rather. But there's, like, loose things that they don't... I don't know why I'm yelling so much. There's, like, very loose terms on how the infection works. So basically you get infected either through a bite or through inhaling the spores. It seems like a bite infects slower. It takes 24 to 48 hours for them to turn for that, whereas the spore seems to be a little bit quicker, maybe even only taking you know, a few minutes as opposed to a few hours. There's a couple of cases in the sequel where that's kind of touched on, that they kind of hint to that the spores are kind of a quicker way for the infection to take hold, which in a way kind of makes sense because, you know, there's more of a viral load being, well, I guess a fungal load being delivered when you're breathing in the spores than if you were to just get a bite, because the bite would be kind of like a slow burn. You know, there's not as much of the actual infection getting in.
Come on.
But, you know, truly, who knows? The other thing has to do with just how it works, how it progresses, because they don't really talk too much about that. The only thing we know is that, you know, about 24 to 48 hours after initial infection, you turn into a runner, which is basically your brain shuts down, you turn into like a psycho-human cannibal thing. Also, we got level 3 tools, so we can get most of the upgrades in this game already for our weapons, and we're about halfway through. That's one of my biggest issues with this game, is that, one, they give you way too many weapons, because we're about to get another weapon in, like, about 30 seconds. and then they give you the ability to upgrade most of these weapons like very quickly.
Someone used to live here.
And I really wish they hadn't done that. I wish they had kind of stuck to like only a few weapons. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent, the cordyceps. It's weird. So 24, 48 hours after infection, you turn into a runner. Then an indeterminate amount of time after that, you turn into a stalker. Then an indeterminate amount of time, but at least a year, maybe longer, probably about a year, you progress to a clicker. And then a few years after you become a clicker,
Hey, Sam.
you become a bloater.
Okay. Ready?
And then, you know, is there anything after that?
No. Stand there.
Who knows? That's, well, I do know, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And that's something, you know, I wish that there was more clear lines. I mean, obviously, probably like how big a person is affects things, how much they have to eat, if they get locked into a smaller room and they're left around enough, like, you know, cordyceps stuff, does the infection take hold quicker? If they're locked in with more infected people, do those people get more you know, does the infection spread quicker because there's more of a viral load? How does the infection actually work once somebody's bit? That's something I would really like to see. But man, I wish that the sequel had been out for a couple of months, because then I would feel comfortable talking about this. But I don't want to, you know, really talk about big spoilers. I'm just gonna kind of keep to roundabouts, you know. I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh my God, you spoiled the game for me," even though, God, it seems like every single time something comes out, you have a grace period of about a week to go and view something before they just start spoiling stuff and start talking about things. And especially with the sequel, there's so much, like, I wish I knew nothing about it when I went in. And by the way, I was almost 100% right on how everything that we learned from the quote-unquote spoiled story was absolute bullshit. How is it that everybody thought that that's what the actual story was? And they thought it was a terrible story and a terrible game, and that's where you're getting all these, like, 3-point whatever reviews, because a lot of people are review bombing it on Metacritic, and people are playing only an hour or two of the game, getting to a very important part, and then going, not worth it. You know. But then people who finish the game are like, yeah, this is okay. They either go from, this is like a 6 out of 10 to like a 10 out of 10. And I think that's just personal preference and how much you pay attention to it as well. But that's just me. I don't know. I would like, you know, a lot of people are also talking about plot holes, but there's really not too many plot holes in the sequel. There's a big plot hole that I'll be discussing in the first game very, very soon. That's a plot hole. What people are talking about that are plot holes in the sequel are ridiculous. I just gotta stop talking about the sequel, but it's tough when it just came out and I'm doing a let's play of the first one. So yeah, so this whole area is, again, this is one of my favorite parts. It's a group that tried to make a sewer system their new home, their new like safe area. It's actually, I think it's a water authority plant.
Hey, you think that leads out?
Could be. It's too hot for a boost. Maybe there's another way to get there.
See, I know what's about to go down. This isn't my first rodeo. I've done this before. I know all about this next part.
Yeah, I'm cool.
That was me. I must have triggered some kind of safety gate or something. Henry, see if we can lift this.
So, this is awkward.
Yeah. I know, it's like every time.
Clickers!
What?
Hey, this thing isn't budging, man.
Just go. Get out of here.
Sam, you stay close to him.
Henry, we gotta fucking move!
You keep him safe. Go!
But then something else about the infection is how it changes human anatomy. So one of the things that I've seen kind of floating around is this idea that the infected have weaker skeletal systems. Also, this is the second time we're going to be facing stalkers. So if you loved them in the first time, you're going to love it now. We're going to be fighting like 10 of them, so get ready. But yeah, so as I was saying, the idea is that the infected have weaker like skeletal systems than normal people as a result of the infection, either due to like their diet is changing, they're not really eating, you know, plants and things like that will give you other things are really just eating meat, so like their nutrition's gone down significantly. The other thing too is and this is when I believe a little bit more, is that the fungus is actually taking the calcium and minerals and stuff from their bones and using it to build these fungal growths, which is why they're like kind of resilient to being like shot and stuff, specifically like clickers, and why it acts as like armor for the bloaters. Yeah, but again, like who really knows? So I'm just getting mauled by these freaking stalkers. I really thought I was gonna die right here because I just got swamped by them. Lucky for me, I somehow am able to pull that off. Holy crap. So yeah, so we got the shorty, which is basically just a sawed-off shotgun. I would have much rather the shorty have been like a double barrel, like single shot double barrel sawed-off shotgun. You can usually get like a single like powerful blast that like knocks an enemy back, but has like a little bit longer reload. Just so there's like a little bit of a differentiation, because really the only difference is that it's a short shotgun that has like a much more of a spread, so like you can hit more than one enemy if they come rushing at you. You know. Freaking nail bombs. Never really used the throwables before, but they are very, very useful. So that's just like another thing that I've thought about. But the biggest thing that I've thought about has to do with how the infection just works in terms of like the advancing, and how is it that a clicker turns into a bloater, and how does that work in terms of like do they need sustenance? Do they need to eat people or eat animals like all the time, like a normal person? Like if a person goes without food for 3 days, they're like pretty weak and exhausted, but are these things a little bit less so? Do they work differently? I don't know, that's something that I am very, very curious about. About how it all works. Like I would love to see like even just like an anatomy video on them for like Naughty Dog to do.
Yeah.
Based on the cordyceps fungus, but yeah, those are the things that I have like the biggest questions about, is because one of the things they talk about is how bloaters become bloaters is because they are like alive for a very long time like about 5 years or so is what I would probably say is what it would take for the bloaters to become a real thing to worry about. I think they have the level 3 tools there if you don't get them the first time.
Looks like it.
But yeah, that's one thing that that definitely bothers me, is that there's no real talk about it. But yeah, so like the bloaters are around for at least 5 years, and one of them we see was like locked in an area that was it was locked in there for long enough that like fungal growth started to grow on the ground around it. How did it get locked in there? You know, obviously somebody just threw it in there and locked him in there. But then also, like, how long was it in there before it became a bloater? Did it get locked in there as a runner and then somehow survive 5 years with no food or anything? That's something I would just like to know, you know, like how long?
Look at this place. It's like a classroom. Why couldn't they keep it safe?
Son, I wish I knew. God knows they didn't deserve it.
That's genuinely something that I'm
You think you can knock that ladder down?
interested in knowing. It's just like just a little bit more about the infection, not even how it started, because Lord knows with everything that's going on right now, I'm not surprised that it jumped from ants to people. I do think it would take a couple steps in between before that happened, but like if all of a sudden pigs or something could get infected by cordyceps mushrooms, we should fucking run. That would be terrifying, but
Come on.
Joel, that's them. Sam!
Oh, thank God. We gotta keep running. Going, over there.
Sam!
Ellie, get away from the door.
this is something I didn't realize. Like, you're supposed to help Henry push that open, and if you don't, this door will burst open and they will grab Ellie. Even if, you know, and firing into the crowd does nothing. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Get away from the door.
Maybe we push it together.
Then I'm like, oh, how do I save Ellie? And then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to just go over here and do this.
Sam! He just crawled through.
He what? Sam, what the hell are you doing? Getting us out of here. Well, hurry up then.
All right, go.
Everyone upstairs. Let's go.
Switch. I didn't even realize that I had switched out. I was like, oh wait, no, there's 2 instant kill things. I don't want to leave that. Drop that there. Don't know if that actually helps at all. You'll see why. Although it might have. And then I get kind of turned around here. This is something that I wish there were a little bit more in the sequel, and something that I wish they had done a little bit more just in general is like this kind of defend the house,
Get through that window.
like defend your area
Open it from the other side.
Make it fast.
kind of thing. Would have loved to see that a bit more, just because this is
I'll be fine.
always fun.
Come on.
I like these sections. I don't know how other people feel, but I really do like how these feel.
Get ready.
Yep. That one out. Molotov. There we go. This is some good gameplay. Yeah, this is working out pretty well. And then somehow, because I was not expecting to have to do this, somehow get close enough to the door while I'm shooting, and that guy grabs onto me, but it somehow is like enough to push me into where that cutscene triggers.
Fresh air.
Look at this.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Thanks for the warning on the other side, guys.
So where's this tower?
We're close. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sections.
Hey, how you doing, little man?
That was a close one, huh?
Yeah, not one of our finest moments, but we made it out. Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of my favorite sections of this entire game. I think it's so great. So this next upcoming section, I died so many times.
What'd I tell you, huh?
Let's find a way
So
around.
many, like an embarrassing amount of times. I think like 6 or 7 times.
How you holding up?
Business as usual, right?
It's bad.
When I was with Henry, I took
Yeah,
out
and it
all
blows my
the
mind because I really the let's play curse is real. I don't know why I had such an issue with this whole area. But oh my god. Just kept taking me out. Just taking me out and taking me out. It was so bad.
It was pretty intense back there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
How did you two end up together?
Oh, I...
Like I died so many times
Asked him to take me
that I had that I
Yeah,
could
well,
tell when I died while editing the video without even having to watch the part where I die because of just the waveform of the game audio. That's how many times I've died while playing this section. It's so bad. It's so bad. Just gotta check everything, make sure I have every last bit. So if you're playing this on easy, there'll be a bunch of arrows there, but not so on normal mode. I can't believe I thought I was gonna play through this on Survivor. Oh my god, I'm having such a hard time on normal. Could you have imagined the editing? I mean, some of these episodes go from, like, when I edit out just my deaths drop down about 4 or 5 minutes. Just from me editing out me dying. Sometimes more than that. I've had it be where, I think even this episode, it was like 15 minutes ended up getting edited out just from deaths. It's embarrassing. Check this whole area out.
Aw, doggies.
You're gonna want to stay away from those. It's not like it is in the zone. These are wild.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick sip of water real quick.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, definitely upgrading the range on your shotgun is a good option, but like I said, I'm so glad that they changed that in the sequel. Made the shotgun so much better. No, if I were to label top top 5 shotguns in a video game. I don't know, I'm having like a tough time
There we go.
even thinking of games that have them, where it's like satisfying. I would say the original Fear shotguns, definitely up there, just being able to turn enemies into like a mist.
What? No way.
That's definitely awesome.
This thing drive
Probably like
around and
number 2.
play real loud, creepy music.
Number 1 right now for me is the hunting shotgun, or the double barrel shotgun in The Last of Us Part 2.
Lived in a strange time.
And trying to think what other ones. I don't know. I'm honestly having a tough time even thinking of games that have shotguns in them off the top of my head.
Is anybody else hungry?
None of the Call of Duty ones. Just real talk. God, I haven't even played Call of Duty in like... What was the last one that I honestly played? Like multiplayer, probably Black Ops 3? Probably Black Ops 3. And then I had like a little bit of a stint where I was playing Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. Shotguns in those were okay. I don't know, I was never really a fan of those games. I think I played them because it was just something fun to play for like 15 minutes. Yeah, you load up a match, just play the game, but I don't know, I've been playing a lot more games like this. Speaking of which, I don't know what to do for the next Let's Play. Probably something shorter, and probably a game I haven't either haven't played in a while or haven't really had a chance to play, you know. Something else fun. I don't know, I just got a couple of games, so I'll probably take a look when they arrive. I'm thinking some sort of a shooter. I don't know. I'm thinking either, so I've never played it, maybe Titanfall 2. So I've never played it, but I found it for like $5, so I'm probably,
Hey, Sam.
you know,
Be careful.
like to see how it all kind of plays out. I've only seen clips of a specific level that like everyone's like, this is amazing, so
Okay.
maybe I'll do that, and then maybe I'll do some live commentary or something for it. I don't know. I haven't really done live commentary in a while, but I feel like it's a little bit easier because you can kind of commentate what's going on in the game, whereas post commentary you either have to remember what you were thinking, or you have to just like talk about stuff like the sequels to a game and talking about how much better the sequel is than the original.
Practically a tie.
Yeah, okay.
Or coffee.
There'll come a day where kids can just be kids again.
So this is something, and I don't know why I just thought of this. Probably because in the sequel, here we go again, that they would have let you actually play darts. But, you know, with the new generation of gaming consoles coming up this year, I can't believe they're making a 5th one, you know. I mean, I guess they kind of...
Get out!
Fucking sniper. Did you see where it came from?
Somewhere down the street. Right now, y'all stay here.
No.
Before you start, I need you guys to keep him busy. I'm gonna go around and see if I can't get the angle on him.
Okay. Hey. Be careful.
I think that's what cursed me, because I literally had to edit out 15 minutes of just me dying.
Ah, there you are!
But yeah. So something that has to do with the next generation of games. I guess has to do with how, just in general with video gaming, because I know, and I know next to nothing about how gaming works and how things work with computers, but I know that graphics cards make pictures appear and help run things, and that you can get better ones if you are on a PC. And that for consoles, it's all usually very, very old. Like things that are already like considered obsolete by the time it's actually made into a console. But this has to do with a good portion of this. So they talk about how PC gaming is like the elite stuff. Like if you do PC gaming, like you're elite. You can you know, change your system. You can make it better. You can switch things out and everything. But I was thinking about how, like, I feel like console gaming might be a bit more of an elite thing, or like at least like the benchmark for it all, because a lot of PC games have to run, are usually designed either on consoles first and then ported over to PC at some point. But when they do that, they have a set thing that they have to work with, knowing that, okay, these people own a system that has things in it that are already, you know, 3 years old at that point. Whereas somebody who has a PC might have like the top tier thing, but they have to make it as available to people as possible. So they use the consoles as the benchmark and as the setup. So thus you don't need as powerful things on PC. And I know there's like benchmarks on PC and stuff for each game, you know, your minimum requirements, and even then they don't usually run super well. But if there weren't consoles and all there were PCs, so you were able to constantly upgrade your stuff, I feel like without that kind of limiting factor of them having to make things work and having to make them work really, really well on consoles and pushing every last bit of everything out of gaming consoles, wouldn't PC gaming be a lot more difficult? Because I feel, because they, you know, when they got to, you know, you wouldn't see as much innovation in gaming, I feel. Like you wouldn't have that level of like extra push out of systems, and you'd probably have to update your stuff for your PC gaming rig a lot more often than you do already. Which I don't even know how often you have to do that, because I don't have a gaming PC. I literally exclusively game on consoles. But that's just something that I've been thinking about recently with the new generation of consoles coming out. How big of a difference this will make, you know? Just have to wait and see.
Turf, man.
So obviously, if you know anything about PC gaming and why it is that it's better, just please leave a comment explaining why, or explaining how it is that everything I just said makes no damn sense. But I don't know, that was just something I've been thinking about, and I feel like I just need to get it out there. See if somebody who knows a little bit more about it can explain it to me.
Where'd you go, you fucking chicken shit?
I'm just trying to figure out where these people are. I'm just trying to get like any angle that I can. By the way, in between this scene and the previous scene, there's about 4 or 5 deaths. Like, it's bad. I died so much through this. And I promise I'm not bad at video games. I just was struggling. It's like the minute I hit record, things like, alright, here we go. And there's no latency, there's no like delay when like I move my character or anything. There's no issues with that. It's very, very solid. The only delay that I will hear is like the audio will delay just like a little bit. And even then it's not it's only like if I'm trying to listen to the recording on my PC instead of the recording on the TV. It's like behind just like the smallest amount. By the way, listening to this a second time with headphones on, like, you pick up little things that you might miss without by not playing it on headphones, you know. Which is honestly kind of surprising. And I make my fatal mistake here.
Where do you think you're going?
As I back away from the window there, and that takes me out. I died so many times. So this is my successful attempt. Because I kept dying and then respawning in the same spot.
Ah, there you are.
It got to the point where they increased my health that I had. Like, they added just a little bit more health, so that way hopefully that'll stop me from dying. It didn't. It still happened a lot. Here was also certain I was gonna die, and got super lucky that that guy did not kill me immediately. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and cringe with this next part because I keep thinking, so I'm like, oh, I should be able to get around that way. Okay, I can't, and so I obviously look and see that window, and then I see that window again and go, oh, that allows me to get around it. It's so bad. There's certain things that I do, and then you look back at it and you're like, oh, that's gonna be fun. And you can't edit it out. You know, as much as I would love to, but so here I get very lucky with this spot right here, because this allows me to kind of like sneak
I see you
on them. So here I am, like the scantest amount of health left. I have literally like a fly could sneeze on me and I'll die level of health right now. It's bad. Things are not going well for me. Thankfully, I get lucky and I find out that they can't actually shoot me here. Somehow I got that lucky that I just happen to be in like the exact spot where these guys can't land a shot on me. Also, for some reason, I'm not using my scope at all. And I finally decided to start using it, and it completely changes the game for me. So again, I have barely any health. 2 guys left. I just gotta clear out these 2 guys and I'll be good, you know, with 3 guys. But again, they can't hit me right here. I was so shocked to discover that.
Get him, boys!
And then I run. And that was like the most stressed out I have been ever, because at this point I died like 8 times. I was ready to just give up. I didn't want to keep playing this part. I was so tired of it. I just needed a little bit of a break, you know? I just can't believe it. I have no health. I keep hoping I can make a thing, but no such luck. Slowly make my way back up. I just keep hoping I'm gonna find like a health kit or something, because I can't remember if like... I know it's just a QTE, but... you know, I just want to make sure. That's the other thing, is how do people feel about QuickTime events? You know? Like something like this. There's like a line that I have with QTs where like I'm like, okay, that was cool, and okay, that's really annoying, you know? Alright, so coming up very soon is the biggest plot hole in this video game. Biggest plot hole. I would argue bigger than any plot hole that people say that the second one has. Like something that, like, the actual definition of a plot hole, by the way. Like, people are trying to say that there's certain things that happen that make no sense in the sequel. We're about to see something that genuinely makes no sense. Okay? I want you to prepare yourself for this.
Shit. Come on, guys. Damn it. You're gonna pay for that.
Lit a little bit too much. There we go. There it is. The biggest plot hole in video game history. How did they get that armored car across that bridge? How'd they do it? Explain it to me. Please. Help it make sense to me. How did that bridge was blown out completely if they couldn't cross it? How? How did they do that? And you could say, well, no, it's a different armored truck. No, it's not. It has the run thing spray painted on it. Yeah, the biggest plot hole. And that's an actual plot hole. They don't expect you to think that much into it. There's probably another bridge, in all honesty. So again, I don't know if this was like a glitch or something, but usually that guy's like up for a lot longer. But for this one, he was like just being real fast with this, like just throwing them in like quarters of a second, to the point where like he would like pop up for like just long enough for me to line up the shot. But I end up fixing that.
Oh, that was intense.
You all right, Sam?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Thanks, Joel.
Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for this episode.
Look at this.
I will see you all in episode 7.
We did
If you like this content, feel free to subscribe, like and comment on the video, follow me on Facebook and Twitter,
All right.
and I will see you all
Sam!
next time.
Henry! Sam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Come on, come on!
Let's move!
You're okay.
Still here. Anybody hurt?
No, we're good.
I think it's time we quit this place. Come on.
Let's go. Shut the hell up.
Dead serious. It's Tommy's birthday, and that's all he wanted to do is just rent 2 Harleys and drive cross country.
Oh, man. I could die happy if I could just ride one around the block. What was it like?
It was good. It was real good.
Good? Can you believe this guy? Come on, man, give me details. Describe it.
You know what? You two deserve a little privacy.
No, Ellie. This isn't just any regular motorcycle, okay? You get on that bad boy, you feel that engine? Nothing like it.
Oh, yeah? How would you know?
Seen it in my dreams.
Okay.
I don't think anyone from my group is gonna show up.
Yeah.
Worst part about it all, explaining it to Sam.
Well, it's safe to say those two have officially bonded. What are you doing?
Taking stock of all the food we found today.
I see. And how are we doing on canned peaches?
Did Henry send you?
No. Why would Henry send me?
To make sure I'm not fucking up somehow.
I'd say we all did pretty good back there. Especially you. Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
How is it that you're never scared?
Who says that I'm not?
What are you scared of?
Let's see. Scorpions are pretty creepy. Being by myself. I'm scared of ending up alone. What about you?
Those things out there. What if the people are still inside? What if they're trapped in there without any control of their body? Scared of that happening to me.
Okay. First of all, we're a team now. Okay, we're gonna help each other out. And second, they might still look like people, but that person is not in there anymore.
Henry says that they've moved on. That they're with their families, like in heaven. Do you think that's true?
I go back and forth. I mean, I'd like to believe it.
But you don't.
I guess not.
Yeah. Me neither.
Oh. All the serious talk. I almost forgot. There. If he doesn't know about it, he can't take it away. All right. I'm pooped. I'll see you tomorrow. Damn, that smells good.
Good morning.
Where's Sam?
I'll let him sleep in for once.
Oh,
Well, if you want him to join us, you can go wake his ass up.
okay. Sam?
What the hell? Shit, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Shit!
Chloe? Ellie, are you all right?
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam?
Henry? Ellie, stay there. Henry?
What have you done?
I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
It's your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault.
Henry! Henry, no!